Happy Friday once again. Frank Rock, House of Orange Sports Channel. Tennessee defeats Illinois tonight. Game one of the weekend series, 6-3. Let's get rocking and rolling on this thing. Tennessee, once again, they take care of business. They get their 13th win in a row. Got my bullet points set out on this one. The first one I want to get to as I get right into this. I'm not going to beat around the bush about it tonight. A.J. Causey gets another Friday night start in place of A.J. Russell. Apparently, A.J. Russell's still battling. They said on the telecast like a back injury. So apparently that is still going on right now. I'm not sure if it's something serious, if they're just being precautionary with it. But, A.J. Causey is looking like a very underrated portal addition this year. I talked about him in the preseason in my preview, talked about him coming up. He was a guy he started last year for Jacksonville State as a Friday night guy. He had previously been a closer prior to last year. High ERA over 5, which kind of had me a little concerned. Strikeout numbers were good. But, this dude right now, he does not throw a straight pitch. Everything he has is moving significantly. And looking at his numbers tonight, he goes 6 innings. He gave up 6 hits, 1 walk, 12 strikeouts, 1 run, through 104 pitches tonight. For the year, he's now at a 1.35 ERA, 26 and 2/3 innings pitched, 42 strikeouts. Pretty impressive what he has done so far. And I think where you're trending with this team, I don't know who starts on Sunday this weekend. Last weekend, I would have thought it was Sechrist. It was Derek Schaefer. Derek Schaefer, I'm going to get to him here in just a few minutes. But with a Sunday guy kind of unfulfilled moving forward, I think once you get into SEC play, if Russell's healthy, I think it's pretty evident what your 3 guys are going to be. It's going to be Russell, Causey, and Beam in no particular order. And if Russell's good to go, do they put him back in that Friday night slot and move Causey to Sunday, or is it vice versa? Because I think Beam's going to go Saturday. They seem pretty content with that, pretty consistent with him. You know what you're going to get in his starts. Most of the time, they're not just going to be that dominant 10, 15 strikeout outing, but Beam's just solid. He gets the job done. He throws pretty hard. He has good movement on his pitches. He's going to have those innings. You'll look at it at the end of his outing and be like, meh. But overall, he just gets the job done. I thought at the end of last year, Beam was throwing probably the best he has. He was very good his freshman year. Kind of a shame what happened, how they did that pitching staff into the freshman year for Beam. Had such a good year, and in that pitching staff with Tidwell, as he was working his way back, they started tinkering with it. And I really think ultimately that's what boiled down to them getting put out against Notre Dame, was they didn't stick with what they did. And that's a year I feel it was mismanaged. Love Frank Anderson, love what Vitello does, but that was year I really think you can go back and look at. They mismanaged that pitching staff. Now, last year, didn't think the pitching was great, especially the starters, but they got it done. This year, there's some good things going on. There's some not so good things going on right now as well that I'll get to here in just a few minutes. But A.J. Causey was great again tonight. He's been fantastic through each of his appearances so far. This is 13 games in a row Tennessee has won. They won their first one against Texas Tech, lost against Oklahoma, and then they've won all of them since. They had a scare middle of the week against Southern Indiana. They got the job done tonight. Got out of the gates hot, 3-1, and never looked back. The stats tonight for Tennessee, batting was Christian Moore, 2 for 4 with a double, 1 run scored. Blake Burke, 1 for 3 with an RBI. He had a walk as well and a run scored. Billy Amick, top of the first inning, 1 for 4, 2 RBIs with a home run to right center and a run scored. Kavaris Tears 1 for 4 tonight, 1 strikeout. Robin Villeneuve 0 for 3, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Dylan Dreiling had a bomb tonight, which was pretty important in this game as well. Went 2 for 3, 1 RBI, 1 double, 1 home run, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Dean Curley tonight moved up one in the order due to who they played. He was 1 for 4. He had an RBI with a double. He did have a strikeout. Cal Stark, how about old Cal Stark? 1 for 4, had a home run tonight, 1 RBI, 1 run scored. Hunter Ensley back in the lineup at the end, 0 for 3 with the strikeout tonight. So looking at your statistics, Christian Moore 407, Burke and Amick both 339, Tears 400, Villeneuve 333. His average, he's been having a little bit of a struggle recently. His average starting to creep down a little bit. Dylan Dreiling up to 388. Curley 294, Cal Stark up to 200, Hunter Ensley 222. Against a righty, I just don't see how Ensley continues to maintain his position. That one has me questioning things a little bit because he's done nothing of significance this year. He has 6 RBIs, 3 doubles, 4 walks, no home runs, 11 strikeouts, 5 runs scored, 10 hits out of 45 at bats. With Dalton Bargo, with Cannon Peebles setting out tonight as well, I'm curious to see how they go with SEC play because Cal Stark's going to play some. I don't see how you throw Ensley in. I'm not a fan of having 2 automatic outs at the bottom of the lineup. They did it last year, and although Christian Scott hit he was one of the higher ones in SEC play, he was only still around 270. So that tells you how well or lack thereof they hit in SEC play last year. The nice Cal Stark catches this year in conference, I just don't see how you can afford, unless Ensley gets going, to go with those 2 at the bottom because it's almost like it's 2 outs right there. You would like to get it back, I would think, to Christian Moore with some guys on to make things happen. That's your guy you want at the top of the order, in my opinion. I've been adamant about it from the get-go. I still like it, what they're doing at the top. The bottom, I think the bottom has potential, but if Cal Stark's going to play, he's at a 200 average. Hunter Ensley, if he's going to get in the lineup, it's just not guys that hit. And maybe things get going. I think Stark has done some good things with the bat. I think he's had some tough luck, but still, 200's 200. It is what it is. I think they've got to look at some guys who, especially against righties, Dalton Bargo, Cannon Peebles, one or the other, if not both, have to be in that lineup against righties. They're just much better hitters than Stark and Ensley. It's honestly not even much comparison on those. But we'll see when it gets into when they go to Alabama next weekend. Mid-game weeks, of course, the rest of the weekend gets Illinois moving forward. But, decent night with Tennessee. They only had 7 strikeouts. Not great, not bad. So they were putting in play a little bit more. And before we shift to the pitching, we had did have a couple errors tonight. Causey, good Lord, I don't know what happened on that pick off to second. It was not even close. I don't know if there was a miscommunication or what happened. And then Dean Curley got charged with an error tonight as well. Other than that, fielding was decent. There was a play Amick possibly could have had. It got charged with the base hit. I don't know on that one. It would have been a tough play. It was an in-betweener. And then getting to the pitching, already talked about Causey. Thought it was interesting. I talked about Derek Schaefer earlier, the freshman. He come in, he threw 5 pitches, walked a guy. He got pulled. These freshmen, man, their control, it does not matter how hard you throw if you can't throw it across the plate. And that's what's going on with these freshmen right now. Good velocity, good movement, but they're not putting it across the plate. He got pulled early. I mean, they gave Schaefer a chance on Sunday to start. He come in the other night, pulled early, pulled again tonight. Or let me rephrase that. I know he started Sunday. I can't remember if he pitched midweek or not. come in tonight, got pulled early. They've got to get these guys reeled into the walks. The commentators talked about it on the air. Tennessee ranks pretty high in the nation in walks for their pitching staff. They have an issue going on right now. But I would also say that this is a product of them pitching a lot of guys. And I think an Andrew Binky is making his case to be a regular for the weekend. Derek Schaefer is making his case to be pretty much a midweek guy. Kirby Cannell, let's see, so Schaefer and Binky, both no runs tonight. Binky did go 2 innings, 2 hits, 3 strikeouts. Kirby Cannell went 1/3 of an inning, 2 runs, 2 earned, 3 hits. He started off good. He's done some good things, but his ERA is now up to 6.75 or 6 3/4. I guess if you want to go that route. Had to turn it over to Marcus Phillips. I think they were going to let Cannell close it. Wasn't working. Marcus Phillips come in, 2/3 of an inning, 2 groundouts, 8 pitches. Got the job done. His ERA through 4 2/3 on the innings on the year is 0.00. So he gets the save, Causey the win. Left on base tonight for Tennessee. They only left 5 on base. So that was pretty good. Illinois left 11 on base. So in a 6-3 game, if you're Illinois, you got to think, man, we had some chances. Didn't get the job done. But Tennessee, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs, 3 walks, only 7 strikeouts. They did strike out 15 Illinois batters tonight. Illinois only had 1 stolen base coming into the year. They stole 2 tonight. So they doubled their total on the year. Tennessee, no stolen bases. Thought it was pretty funny. The announcer said, if you're a stolen bases guy, you're going to be disappointed this weekend, as this is not Illinois had 1 stolen base coming in. Tennessee only had 8. So it's not their games. It just isn't. But the Vols get out with game 1, 6-3, 13 wins in a row. A.J. Causey was awesome tonight. He's made his case. You've got your 3 weekend guys if Russell's healthy. It's the end of debate. Once Russell's healthy, it's Russell, it's Beam, it's Causey. No particular order ever how they depend on going. Frankly, to me, I think Russell and Causey are more dominant than Beam is based on what I've seen. Beam's just solid. He gets the job done. Russell and Causey, if they're on, can absolutely dominate a game from a strikeout standpoint. They can give a little, but they can give up. They can kind of give up some runs, some on-base guys, but they can strike their way out of it. Beam is more of a get the grounders, the flies, strike out here and there type guy. Maybe a strike out the side occasionally. But they've got a good problem here with their rotation. And I think when that happens, you're going to look at your bullpen. Your main guys are going to be Snead, Combs, Marcus Phillips. They've got to have a left-hander step up. Binky looks like he's potential. I still want to see Wyatt Evans. I still want to see what's going on. Whatever is going on with him in the doghouse, I think he could be a big part of this bullpen moving forward. And these freshmen, man, they've got opportunities. They've got to throw strikes in which they're not. But, we'll see tomorrow how things go. It'll be Beam tomorrow for Tennessee. You got to think Cannon Peebles is back in at catcher. I'm curious to see what they go with. Do they go with Inslee again, or is Bargo in the lineup with that? I'm not sure how my post game is going to go for tomorrow. Like I've told you guys on basketball videos, I'll be at a watch party downtown here in Greenville. Probably, I don't know. We'll see. To be determined. We'll just say on that. But no live shows tomorrow night after basketball nor baseball. Nothing. The next live show will probably be next weekend during the SEC tournament. I'll keep you posted. But Frank Rock, House of Orange Sports Channel, happy Friday. And as always, go Vols.
Everyone rejects me.